Here we are right now, 2018, and we're at the Lethal Performance headquarters, Wellington, Florida. If you guys don't know us already, we sell aftermarket performance parts for late model Mustangs, specialize in other vehicles too. So we're in our new studio here. We're going to start doing some videos on installations, and we're going to start off right here with some products from our good friends over at UPR.
Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Friend.
Today, we're here going to do an installation of the UPR catch can for the 2018 Mustang GT. We've got our brand new 10-speed automatic 2018 Mustang GT sitting right here. And this device is pretty neat. I definitely think it's a must for a lot of vehicles, pretty much whether you're NA or supercharged. Their catch can actually picks up oil vapor that's supposed to, from the factory, recirculate back through your intake and into the engine. This device actually filters that oil, captures it in the can, and then recirculates the air back into the intake, but without the oil mist.
I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
What that does is actually going to keep your intake clean, your throttle body clean, and for the forced induction guys, your intercooler is not going to be covered in oil, gunk, and stuff like that. It's a great piece to have. Really nice piece from UPR. Comes in black or clear anodized. All the fittings and hoses come for it necessary to install. They actually use really nice OEM-style connections. They're already pre-installed on the hoses. You don't have to press them on or anything like that. So we're going to get started with our install and see how we do.
Let's go.
The first step of installing the UPR catch can is going to be removing the strut tower brace and the engine cover, because we're going to have to access the hoses that go from the valve covers to the intake. And we're going to be using a 15mm socket to get this off of here. All right, next is going to be remove the strut tower brace from the vehicle. And you actually have to pull this wire loom back a tad, get room to do it. It's kind of a pain in the
Watch your language in front of the lady, punk!
There we go. And next up is the engine cover, and there are a few bolts that we'll have to get out from here. Nuts have been removed from the engine cover. What we're going to do is lift up on it gently and pull the engine cover off the engine. Just like that.
Oh, look at that. That's nice and shiny.
So we're going to remove the factory hoses that go from the valve covers to the intake, and they're really easy to remove. There are these little silver tabs here on the fitting, and just press on the tab and pull the fitting right off like that. We're going to do the same thing over here, and that's gone. All right, and then we're going to remove the other hose that goes from this valve cover to the PCV valve, passenger side. Same thing, press on the silver tab, pull on the fitting, and it should come right off.
Bye, Felicia.
Okay, and now we're ready to install the clean side. The UPR piece here is real nice. Simply press on this and press it down onto the tab on the valve cover, and it locks right into place. Then we're going to route our hose underneath our sound tube here and right over to the intake. And again, it uses the same factory style connection. All you do is press it on, you listen for that click, check that they're secure, and we're good on that side. Next step is going to be installing the bracket for the catch can. There's a 10mm bolt in between the windshield washer reservoir and the radiator shroud. You can see it right there. What we're going to do is remove that, and then the bracket will screw directly into that. So we're going to remove this 10mm bolt, and that's where the bracket's going to install. And there's the 10mm bolt we're talking about, and we're going to use the UPR bracket to screw into there now. This will go right in here like this. So we're going to be installing the can onto the bracket, and you want to make sure that you're using the bolt hole closest to the can to slide over the stud. That way it fits good for you here. Push this right down in here. And I'm going to drop the washer down on top. And don't do that.
Somebody call 911!
I'm going to carefully do this now with two hands So I do not drop that down because that took us a good 10 minutes to figure out how to get it back. There we go. What not to do when installing your UPR catch can. Anyways, we've tightening up the nut to hold the can on the bracket. And it's nice and secure. And now what we'll do is use the other hoses to run from the PCV to the tank and from the valve cover to the tank. Proceeding with the install of our UPR catch can, we've got 2 hoses left. The one with 2 90-degree fittings on it are going to go from the top of the catch can to the crankcase, and we're going to run it pretty much under this connector here. We'll put it onto the crankcase. That's on there, installed just fine. And put one onto the can. Let's move this out of the way. Here we go. And that's perfect. And we'll run this wire underneath there. Okay. Last piece is going to go from the PCV valve to the side of the tank. All right. There is the installation of the UPR catch can for a 2018 Mustang GT, and wasn't that bad of an install. Again, do remember to make sure you don't drop that nut fastener down into the fender well. That was not fun. Thank you for joining us. Lethal Performance, we're out.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!